And of on-chain art, there's two types of on-chain art. One of them is uh, like if you look at a project called Anonymice or Autoglyphs, the actual art itself is base 64 encoded onto the Ethereum blockchain. So if you own Anonymice number 3 and you go to the smart contract and you type and you ask, give me the token URI for token 3 of Anonymice, it won't give you back an anonymice.com slash image slash whatever. What it will give you back is 64-bit encoded raw bytes, and it'll be like 0xab1236 blah blah blah, just like a big string of just bytes that aren't understandable to humans. But those bytes are the actual image. So if you put those bytes into the browser knows how to render raw bytes into an image. So that's why, like, for on-chain art, like true on-chain art like that, the images are typically very primitive. Like it's usually 8-bit art, or it's ASCII art, or something very simple, because it's incredibly expensive to store data actually on the Ethereum blockchain. So for some project, like let's say like Fidenzas or a lot of the art blocks, if you actually wanted to encode those images onto Ethereum, it would be thousands and thousands of ETH, just because those images are so intricate and so high resolution. Storing that data, it requires a lot more bytes to store that data versus something simplistic like the 16-bit or 8-bit art that Anonymice is. But that is true on-chain art, where even if there's no external server, everything is on Ethereum. So until Ethereum dies, that image will forever be on Ethereum. On the flip side, there's on-chain art like brushstrokes or art blocks, where this is another section of on-chain art where the art is hosted, like the actual image is hosted on another server. For instance, brushstrokes is hosted on IPFS. But art blocks is hosted on their private servers, artblocks.com. So where the images you actually see aren't on chain. They're hosted on IPFS or a private server. What makes this art on chain is that the actual script that generated your brushstroke or your art blocks lives on chain, if that makes sense. So the actual code that generated this art is on chain. So rather than each image be on chain, the actual script is on chain. So let's say your private server were to go down, or IPFS were to go down, and you lost your images. What you could actually do is you can retrieve the image. You can retrieve the script from the actual smart contract that lives on Ethereum. You can retrieve it and then run the script yourself to regenerate your art. So that kind of makes it on chain, where no matter if any external server goes down, you will always be able to get your art again, because the actual script that generated your art lives on chain.